So the theme of the month is appreciating the process of transformation. So I thought that's what I'm going to talk about. Then a good friend of mine suggested you can't use the theme of the month as the title of your talk. Then I said, okay, all right, give me a minute. I need to think about what I'm going to talk about. And it took probably 15 minutes. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to talk about the mystery of spiritual transformation. It is a mystery. When I said to my friend Cecil, that's what I'm going to talk about. Oh, he said, that's a mystery, all right. So why is it a mystery is what we're going to talk about. I've been thinking about what I want to say for 3 weeks. There is so much to say. And to put it all in order and to simplify the idea of explaining the mystery of spiritual transformation has been quite a challenge. Quite a challenge. But it's interesting. I first thought about the population of planet Earth. There's over 8 billion people on this planet. They are all children of God. They are all created in the image and likeness of God. That's an interesting thought to sort of put into perspective, if you like. So, there's a strong message in the 2 words, spiritual transformation. The word transformation has a synonym, and that synonym is evolution. Spiritual refers to the child of God that we are. The Spirit in us is evolving. That's the message. You see, because we're human beings, we are very distracted with all the material things that take place in our life, that take place with us. You're all looking at me. You're seeing my body, my blue shirt, my glasses, gray hair, gray beard, the whole 9 yards. I want you to close your eyes. Don't move your head, but just close your eyes and look at me through your eyelids. You don't see me through your eyelids, but you can feel me through your eyelids. You can feel the tone of my voice, the vibration of my voice. Open your eyes. So, spiritual language is exactly that, a vibration. When I think about the population of the world and all the nationalities and all the different languages, God didn't speak French or didn't create souls to be English or Italian or Spanish or any of those different languages. And then each language has its own dictionary. The Larousse, the French dictionary, is that thick. The Webster, that thick, a big one. I got one at home. And different varieties of dictionary, encyclopedias, and the whole 9 yards. So I thought, okay, there's got to be then a spiritual dictionary, a spiritual language dictionary somewhere. I know Amazon doesn't have it. Indigo doesn't have it. The mystery is, where is that spiritual language dictionary? It's within us. That's where it is. And it only has 4 pages. 4 pages as compared to a big language dictionary. Page 1 talks about lower vibrations. Page 2 talks about higher vibrations. Page 3 talks about the combination of lower and higher vibrations. And page 4 talks about enlightenment. Well, we're not going to go there today. We're not quite ready for that. I'm not quite ready for that. So we'll pay attention to the language, the spiritual language of vibrations. It happens continuously in everybody's life. Let me give you an example. I'll tell you the story of Alfred and Marie. Marie, you're a French couple, wonderful couple. Alfred picks up the mail, looks through it. Oh, yeah, the flyers that advertise all the stuff that you would like to buy but don't need. And then there's a few bills. Oh, a birthday card. And there's a letter from the landlord. What in the world is the landlord sending me a letter for? Oh, yeah, I know what it is. It's the time of the year when the rent goes up, and it's a notice. You notice that Alfred is into that low vibration of shit. Oh, I use that word once in a while, but at least I got the F word under control. Fudge. So anyway, he opens the letter, and it reads, "Dear tenant, it is our pleasure to advise you that your rent will be $100 less per month for the coming year." Alfred almost fell off his chair. Marie, viens ici. Marie, viens ici, that's the French slang for Mary, come over here. You got to read this. You got to see this. It's a letter from the landlord. And Marie says, oh, yeah, I know what that is. He's going to raise the rent again, and he hasn't refreshed this place in 8 years, but he wants more money, no problem. So where are Mary's thoughts in that moment? They're in the lower vibrations. Marie, you got to read this. Marie said, okay. Dear tenant, it's our pleasure to advise you that your rent will be going down by $100 a month for the coming year. Marie could not believe what she read, and she had to read it again. And she said, and I just complained. I just complained about the landlord not refreshing the place. And Alfred said, okay, well, we'll call him and let him know how much we appreciate his gesture. So that story kind of shows you how we go from a lower vibration to a higher vibration. It's a very simple thing. But when it happens, do we think about that? No, we don't think about the vibration that is being expressed in the moment. That's why it's a mystery. That's why it's a mystery. To appreciate transformation, we need to remember the transformations that took place in a moment. I became obsessed with finding or seeing or feeling the vibration in everything. And I mean everything. I'll give you an example. Remember in July, there was a friggin' hot day, and I felt like having a cold beer. So I go down to the beer store behind my place, And on the way there, I'm thinking, oh, shoot. If I can't afford a beer, I can afford giving more at Unity. So that was a low vibration moment for me. But that didn't stay there for very long. I walked into the beer cooler and I'm looking for a high vibrational beer. That's how obsessed I am. Is there such a thing? And I'm reading all the names of the craft beers. No, nothing resonated with me as being a high vibration beer until I got to the end of the shelf. And then I came across this beer called People's Skills Beer. And I thought, whoa, this is a high vibration idea. That's interesting. And I keep reading, and it says, handcrafted beer best served with a story. And I have many stories. Well, that worked for me. That's high vibrational. Need people's skills. Crack, pour, and enjoy. Enjoy is a high vibrational word. Oh, I'm on the right track. I found a high vibrational beer. And then it says, repeat as needed. Oh, I thought this is low vibration. They're trying to get me drunk. Oh. So I'm looking for the ingredients. And what do I find? I find a story. And it reads, everyone knows a Joe, capital Joe / JOH / definition. Someone who could work on their people's skills. That's a Joe. Oh, I'm a Joe for many people, and I have a few Joes in my life too. I said, okay. So thankfully, it now comes in a can. This crisp, light golden, endlessly refreshing beer simply gets along with everybody. Oh, getting along with everybody, that's a sign of oneness. That's high vibration. Whether it's for you or that Joe in your life, simply crack open a can and get to work on those people skills. I was sold. I bought 4 cans. This is just to show you that vibrations are always at work in everything that you do, in everything that surrounds you. Vibrations are the spiritual language that I'm talking about. Yeah. And I said before, the best way to appreciate spiritual language is to remember these vibrational moments. I remember my first honeymoon night. We made love for the first time. I had been waiting 3 years for that. That was a transformational moment, whether you see it that way or not. Our first child, Luke, was crying his head off with colic pain. My wife was sick, so I pick up Luke and I hold him in my arms and I shake him up and down gently and sideways, murmuring a lullaby. Nothing was working. Then I decided to sing from the top of my lungs. Oh, when the saints come marching in. And Luke stopped crying instantly. Stopped. And we looked in each other's eyes, wondering what just happened. That was a high vibration moment, never to be forgotten. I appreciated that moment when I thought about it 60 years later. That's when we appreciate transformation. That's when we appreciate the changes that it does in us. I remember moving my sister to a small village in the province of Quebec. It was late after we had finished unloading the truck and everything, so we took a room at the local hotel. It was an old building, old furniture, old everything. And the room was located over the bar and the dancing floor, and there's no soundproofing. Well, lo and behold, we knew that we couldn't go to sleep and all that. So we decided to fool around, if you know what I mean. We're moving and grooving to the music, and as the music became more intensive, so did we. Intensive to the point where the bed fell apart and hit the floor with a big bang. And the band stopped playing. They stopped singing. Total silence in the entire building. That was a transformational moment. You get what I mean. You understand what I'm talking about. See? So spiritual transformation takes place in those moments. They are at the time they happen, they are undetected because of all the material stuff that's going on. See? So it's only later in life when you meditate, when you reflect on what took place in your life and you remember all these little moments, you can appreciate the transformation that took place. You can also appreciate that it is the soul in you that is evolving, not the body. The body is just a vehicle that enables you to be on planet Earth. Did you know that souls came to planet Earth because planet Earth has a wide variety of vibrations? Souls were created in the image and likeness of God. That's only one section of vibration. And they said, whoa, we want to experience all the vibrations that are on this planet. So we came to this planet and God created bodies that we could choose to travel into and come and experience the different vibrations of planet Earth. Planet Earth has beautiful vibrations expressed in seasons, in the flowers, in nature, in the sky. It also has lower vibrations expressed through volcanoes and earthquakes, tidal waves, sandstorms. All of that is all vibration. So in life, I decided, okay, there is no negative, no positive. There are just lower and higher vibrations. When we look at that in that context, it makes a whole difference. Judgment comes out. It doesn't exist anymore. It's only a lower vibration and a higher vibration. People, we all experience that continuously. So, when we look at the people around us, complaining, well, okay, they're just experiencing a lower vibrations because complaining is one of the lowest vibration you can ever experience. And we all do it. But when you catch yourself doing that, and you say, oh, I'm experiencing a lower vibration, I don't like that. I like the higher vibrations. more than I like the lower ones. But we have no choice but to experience lower vibrations, because that's what we came here to do. That's what we came here to do. So, I suggest that we all look at life in that context. That's the spiritual transformation that takes place within us when we do that. That's how spiritual transformation works. It's an expression of how we vibrate, because we all vibrate, our thoughts vibrate. Everything vibrates. Be obsessive about it. Be like that crazy Frenchman. Because that's what people say sometimes. There goes that crazy Frenchman again. To be obsessive about seeing the vibration in everything is really, really heartwarming. Whether it's a low vibration or a high vibration, it doesn't matter. We have to experience it all. You see? So we don't judge ourselves anymore about experiencing a low vibration, because we are catching ourselves doing it, and we say, hey, okay, I can stop doing that. And I would rather experience the opposite of what I'm feeling right now. And just the thought of that has you move from the lower vibration to the higher vibration. Isn't that fun? Walk around there and look at everything. Oh, when you're driving on the Deerfoot, and this guy cuts you off. What kind of vibration is that? What do you feel in that moment? If you're going to say, asshole, oh, that's a low vibration. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say that. What's the opposite? This guy did quite a maneuver here. He didn't cause an accident or anything. He cut me off, but he needed to go somewhere real fast. And he did it quite well. You see, the different views that we can have about things, and when we look at them from the point of view of a low or a high vibration, it makes a big difference. Spiritual, there's no more mystery in spiritual transformation. That takes the mystery out of it. I'm working with a group of people who are creating conscious living circles. And myself and two ministers of Unity have been assigned to talk about mystics. So, if you look at the word mystic and the word mystery, what do they have in common? The first three letters, M-Y-S, they are both a mystery. You see, mystics unraveled the mysteries and brought their knowledge to the world. Let's remember all those moments in our lives